My name is Tully Arnot. I'm an artist exhibiting at Artereal at the moment with my exhibition Trace, etc. The show deals with different understandings of the word trace, working with kind of residual traces that occur when you translate an object from maybe a three-dimensional computer-rendered world into real life, or the kind of crossovers when you blur online reality and real life reality. As well as that, I guess there's residues that happen when you, I've got a video in it that deconstructs an artist's talk and leaves just the silences in between speech. And so with that, you've got this kind of trace that is just pauses and sighs and moments of silence between what it is that I was actually trying to say. A lot of my practice is influenced by research I've done looking at theorists like Sherry Turkle and Nicholas Carr. They both just explore the way that current technologies are affecting the way humans interact with each other and the effects that these different media have on social interaction and relationships. So generally speaking, it's looking at the kind of isolation and disconnectedness that comes from an increasingly connected world where people can be in contact with each other all across the world, communicating instantly with so many more people than before, but then the depth of that communication is a lot more shallow and a lot more, it doesn't have the depth that you would have with real life person-to-person contact. So my work kind of approaches that connectedness and isolation and looks at the way that it's presenting this kind of lonely and isolating world that we're inhabiting. Mostly I take inspiration from different things I read about technology and sciences. So as well with this exhibition, it's kind of clear that I'm quite interested in the role of nature in this increasingly online world and the relationship that we have with plants or natural elements when so much of what we negotiate is through a computer screen. So partly I guess that might be influenced by the fact that growing up I always had a big backyard full of plants that my dad had sort of spent a lot of his time cultivating. So I think nature is really important to me and it feeds into the work. And part of the inspiration for the work Nervous Plants came from an article that I read in the New Yorker called The Intelligent Plant, which came out about 2 years ago, when it was just discussing different things like plant sentience and an increasing field of research that's looking at how much plants are actually conscious of the world around them beyond what was previously thought. So that's quite interesting to me, and I guess it's also that I'm interested in the way that the more we understand the sentience of plants, it's also the connection that creates between humans and plants is similar to the way that people are starting to become more connected to objects and create these relationships with robotic toys or different things like that. I think the way that we connect with a lot of parts of the world now, it's getting a lot deeper with inanimate objects or plants or whatever, and it's getting a lot shallower with humans, and I find that quite interesting.